Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a video that I have been wanting to do for a while, and I'm going to be doing an overview of all the new highlighters. There's a million highlighters out right now. It's kind of overwhelming, so I'm going to kind of go through and show you the most exciting new highlighters, my thoughts on them, if I think they're worth it or not, and I'm just going to show you some swatches and just kind of do an overview. I know that we're literally like oversaturated right now with highlighters. I feel like there's a new highlighting palette or new highlighter release like literally every day now, so I'm just going to kind of condense it down to I think the most exciting launches, and I'm going to tell you my thoughts. So if you're interested in learning about all the new highlighters, then please keep watching. So the first palette I want to talk about, I feel like everybody's been going crazy over, and this is the Nicole Guerrero Anastasia palette. This palette is very, very pretty. Very, very intense. This is not going to be a natural palette. I think the price point is really nice, and I do want to say that I do think there's some glitter particles in here. If you're not a fan of glitter, I feel like you're going to be 50-50 on this. For me, I personally like glitter. I think this is a beautifully made palette. I think she came up with some really pretty shades, and I think she did a good job of kind of changing it up with that peachy shade and a little bit of a pink shade, and she still stuck with the golds that everybody is kind of used to. So I think this palette is stunning. I think Nicole did a great job, and I think this is a great buy if you like a bam highlighter. Like, you don't, this is not for the subtle girls. This is for like the I want intense, glowy, blinding highlight. This is definitely a palette that I think you would enjoy. The next highlighter I want to talk about is totally different from the Nicole Guerrero. This one is much more natural, much more subtle, and this is the new Benefit Dandelion Twinkle. They just released this, I want to say a few weeks ago. This is very, very new. It looks like this inside, so it is a light kind of champagne pink color. It does have a little bit of a pink kind of shift to it, but very natural, not like a duochrome pink or like a Moonchild palette kind of thing. And it is very like, I want to say, I don't want to say powdery in a bad way. It's just, it reminds me of the Hourglass highlighters, just almost like one you could use more than just on your cheekbones. It would kind of bring your whole face to light, I feel like. I feel like there's a little bit of glitter in there, but nothing crazy. This is not like a wham bam in your face highlight. So if you like a subtle highlighter, I think this would be a good one to try for you. I've only used it, like I said, once or twice, so it's very new to me. I would have to use it more, and admittedly I like a bam highlight, so I don't know if this would be my favorite highlight, but I think it's good for days when you want to be more natural, or for people that don't like if you have texture or you don't like really glittery highlighters. I think this would be a good option for you. This next highlighting palette is something that I was super excited about. I definitely was into it right when I saw it, and this is the new Opals highlight palette from Lime Crime. This is their first highlighters, I believe, and this is what it looks like inside. It has 3 shades, so it has a peachy shade, a gold shade, and then a more pink shade. I love pink highlighters, so for me I might be a little bit biased. I find that the middle shade is the most intense, which would be the gold shade, and I think a lot of people would like that. As you can see, this is like really intense, whereas I feel like the peach and the pink are a little bit more powdery, and they kind of they don't show up full on, and then when you turn your face you get that pink kind of glow. So the middle shade is definitely the most bam, like just really pigmented overall, but the pink and the peach have a really pretty kind of duochrome effect. I find myself wearing this a lot, but again, I love pink highlighters, and I think this is a beautiful palette. I feel like this is one that a lot of people would like. It's more of a wearable duochrome palette. I feel like sometimes those duochrome palettes can be a little bit too much, and this is a very soft one. So definitely love this one, definitely recommend it. It's one of my new favorites. Kylie Cosmetics recently released some new highlighters. They're called the Kylighters, and I purchased 5, and I'm going to tell you my thoughts. First of all, I think these are, they're not that great. I bought 5. Of the 5, 3 are okay. There's 2 that are not good, that are lacking pigment. This first one is French Vanilla, and I will say this is probably one of the better ones of the bunch. This is just like a nice kind of gold highlight, but can you see how it's very sheer? I mean, these are really kind of stiff and hard. I really had to press hard to get that. You can get a glow with these. So like this one is one of the better ones. I can get a glow with this. I use a wet brush, and I kind of just sweep it on my cheekbones. So you can definitely get a glow, but I'm a little bit disappointed. I think the packaging kind of is a little bit cheap, to be honest. And I think this is maybe a little bit too rushed. I'm not sure how I feel about them. Like this one, okay, when I put it on my cheekbones, it's pretty. But to show you one that is terrible, this is Banana Split. It is god awful. Like, I literally am pressing so hard and that's all I get. So you can see like French Vanilla right here is more pigmented, and then this one, Banana Split, is so disappointing. It's just like, I mean, you're like going back and forth and that's what you get. It's just hard. There's no pigmentation. This one is an absolute no-go for me. I also got the shade Cotton Candy Cream, and again, disappointing to me. I just, you know, it's like I'm waiting for the pigment. Where's the pigment? So I'm disappointed in these. I don't find myself reaching for them. With all the new releases, I think these are disappointing. I feel like if you're going to pick up any, I would recommend the French Vanilla. It's my favorite of the bunch. And just to show you, I got Strawberry Shortcake, which is right here. This one's a little bit powdery. I'm not really seeing much of like a reflection, so not impressed with that one. And then the last one that I got was Salted Caramel. Again, very powdery. I'm just not a fan of these. I think she could have done a better job. So if I would recommend any to you, it would be the French Vanilla, but the other ones I'm kind of just not into. Tarte recently came out with 2 new of their liquid highlighters. So Tarte's been killing it. They also came out with this highlighter. It's like a Spellbound Glow Rainbow highlighter. So it looks like this in the pan. I guess we'll start with this because powder highlighters I feel like are just kind of more universal and anyone can use them. They're a little bit more goof proof. So this one I really, really like. It's like a kind of pastel shade. So it's not like a crazy rainbow where I feel like it's intimidating. I feel like a lot of people could use this. This is just like the different swatches. There's like a light purple and then like a pinky color, a gold, and a white. So I think this is really, really nice. I find myself not having to build up the color. I think it has a good reflection. So I think Tarte did great on this one. I think a lot of people will really enjoy this. Along with their powder highlighter, they did come out with these liquid highlighters. They're really beautiful. You could use them on the décolleté, you could use them on your face, you could mix them in with your foundation. They came out with 2 shades here. So there is one that is like more rose gold, which is called Stunner, and then they have more of like a true gold, which is called Exposed. So really, really beautiful. I think they did a good job on these as well. I think it's perfect for summer and it's just going to amp up your glow. So you could also just like dab this on the tops of your cheekbones and then go over it with the powder highlight if you like that intense look. So I think Tarte did a great job. When I swatched these, I was really, really impressed. Huda Beauty is about to release her new highlighting palettes. First of all, this packaging is so beautiful. If you can see, it just kind of has that like beautiful like intensity on the highlight and on her eyes. I think the packaging is really pretty. She has a pink sands edition and a golden sands edition. So I think the golden sand is for deeper skin tones and the pink is for lighter skin tones. It doesn't have a mirror, but this is what it looks like. So it has 1 cream shade and then it has 3 powder shades. I will swatch it for you. I swatched this on Snapchat. First of all, here's the cream shade. It's not super slick, so I feel like it would lay nicely. I have used this a couple times and I was surprised at how beautiful it is. I think it's nice that she has a white, a pink, and a gold tone in here. So this is what the swatches look like. It's really, really beautiful. Obviously, if you are to layer powders over creams, they're going to be more intense, which I think is kind of the goal of this palette. So this one is the Pink Sands, and I think it's really, really pretty. I love pink again, so this is like right up my alley. Now for the deeper skin tones, this is the Golden Sands. So obviously it's a lot more warm toned and obviously deeper. So here's the cream, whereas the last one, it was like more of a champagne. This one is more of a true gold. And then there's a gold and then like a darker gold bronzy, a pink highlight. So you can see it's a lot deeper. I think it would work for medium to deep skin tones, although I can still wear it. I think this would be a little too deep for light skin tones. So I like that she kind of has 2 options. I think these are beautiful. To be honest, I really love Huda products. I love her palette. I love her lashes. So I think this is great and really pretty. And I actually like the concept of the cream being in here because it's not so slick that I feel like it's not going to disrupt my foundation a ton. So I think this is a good kind of new innovative way to have a highlighting palette. So Tom Ford recently released their spring collection. I got 2 of their little palettes, and the reason I wanted to talk about them is because these are highlighting palettes. So this one is straight highlighters, whereas the other one has a highlighter and a blush. So I just thought I would swatch this for you. The texture reminds me of the Estee Lauder Heat Wave. It's very flat. There's no kickback. These are stunning. Of course, they're expensive, but I wanted to mention it for people that really, really love high-end makeup. I think this is a beautiful buy, and it'll give you gorgeous glow for summer. This next duo from him is the Sheer Cheek Duo. So it does have a blush in it, but it also has a highlighter. This is a more pinky toned highlighter, whereas the other one was more golden bronze. So if you like a lighter tone, I think you would like this. And I think these are beautiful. I loved this formulation. I don't need to use a water to build it up, and it doesn't enhance my texture because it's not powdery or chunky. BH Cosmetics came out with 2 new highlighting palettes. You guys, these are so beautiful and so affordable. If I remember correctly, these are $17. So they have more of a colorful one and then more of a kind of everyday wear neutral one. So I'm going to show you some of the swatches. This first one is the Blacklight palette. It is big pans, big pans. And I saw these swatches on Trend Mood and I was like, oh my gosh, I need them. So here are the swatches. These are a little bit more powdery, but again, that pink is so beautiful. Big pans, $17. I'm impressed with this. I feel like if you're on a budget and you're looking for a highlight palette that's going to give you that dramatic highlight, this is one to check out. The more neutral palette is called the Spotlight palette, which I think most people will gravitate towards. And I do feel like these are a little bit more creamy, a little bit of a better formula. So I would say probably go for this one if you are kind of on the fence. I feel like this is more wearable, and this one has a little bit more shine, a little bit less powdery. I feel like that happens though with duochrome shades because like I said, it's almost like they're sheer, and then when you hit the light, they become the color, whereas this is just beautiful highlight all around. So definitely, I love this. For $17, I don't think you can beat it. So Ofra Cosmetics and Nikkie Tutorials just collaborated on a highlighter. I believe it will be coming out here soon, probably when this video is up. And here are the swatches of that. These are intense. I really like this, but I don't know about the deep shade. I don't know if I'm wowed by the colors. I feel like they've kind of been done before, although it's like how many highlighter colors can you do? They're pretty, but they're just not like wowing me. So I think if you've never tried Ofra highlighters or you want a really neutral gold or white or bronze, I think this would be a good option, but I'm not like blown away by the color selection. And lastly, for the highlighters, I want to talk about these ColourPop duos that are coming out. These are like blush highlighter duos. This one is so beautiful. First of all, I love the blush color, but I love the highlight too. It doesn't accentuate texture, and I feel like it's more of a natural highlight, but when it hits the light, it's really beautiful. This one in this particular palette has like a peachy tone to it, which obviously I'm drawn to. And they also came out with more of a peachy tone with a gold highlight, and it looks like this. I think they have 4 in total, a couple with bronzers and a couple with blushes, and I am pleasantly surprised by their pressed kind of highlighters and blushes. I think they're so beautiful. They almost remind me of Natasha Denona blushes. Maybe it's just the setup of the duo, but the quality is there. They're stunning. I'm obsessed, so I think these are great new highlighters. Alright guys, so that is it for me and my overview of the new highlighters. There's so many new ones out there. I just wanted to share them with you and kind of give you my thoughts. Obviously, everybody has different preferences, whether you like a natural highlighter, whether you like a blue highlighter, whether you like an intense highlighter. So I think you can find something out there. There's just so many releases. I think it's hitting all the marks. So let me know down below which highlighters are most exciting to you. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.